What's going on, guys? Josh here from Momentum Productions, and I'm on my way to New Zealand for my winter vacation. And I just wanted to make this quick video and talk to you about creating B-roll. Now, for those of you who are new to filmmaking, B-roll is that footage that you intercut with the underlying footage of your whole entire project. For example, if you're filming an interview, it's important to intercut footage that's relevant to the interview rather than just having one long boring take of that subject you're interviewing. Now, my first step to getting epic B-roll shots is to use relevant B-roll shots. So if you're shooting a dentist for an interview, don't incorporate epic drone footage into that video because it's just not gonna help tell your story or help send a message to your audience. You have to make sure that your B-roll footage is relevant to the underlying message or story of your video. That's the most important part about B-roll footage. Step 2, try your best to get close-ups. So if you're shooting a party, get close-ups of people's emotions, get cups cheersing, or if you're shooting a traveling video, again, get close-ups of people. For example, when I went to NAB last year, I got a ton of close-ups of many different people. Wide shots also do a great job because they establish the location of where all the action is happening. Now, the way we capture these shots are also very important. For example, I recommend using a lot of different accessories. Use a slider, use a tripod, use a gimbal, use a drone. It doesn't matter. I do recommend that you use dynamics in your shots. Try to avoid boring static shots. Use movement. That's why I say every filmmaker, or at least every traveling or standalone filmmaker, should own a gimbal, because gimbals are the first step to getting the most dynamic and most beautiful shots. Once you get a gimbal nailed down, then you can start exploring different types of accessories like sliders, jibs, and drones. But a gimbal, in my opinion, is numero uno for getting those dynamic shots. Next, let's talk about lens choices. I recommend, especially for beginning filmmakers, 3 lenses that you should turn to get your most beautiful shots. And that is a wide, medium, and telephoto. 16mm for the wide, 50mm for the medium, and 85mm for the telephoto. 16mm lenses are wide lenses. So if you're gonna put that on a gimbal, you're gonna get the most epic and the most dynamic shots with those lenses, because it's gonna provide you a lot of landscape. You're gonna get a huge coverage in your shot. So that's why I do recommend the 16mm. The 50mm is great for slightly closer shots, or if you want to shoot an interview, a 50mm does a great job of just limiting space from, let's say, waist up or belly button up all the way up to your head. So that's a great frame, and 50mm does an excellent job of doing just that. Also, most 50mm lenses have a shallow depth of field because they have a low f-stop number. For example, f1.8. So you're gonna get a shallow depth of field. Next up, let's talk about a telephoto lens. Right now, I'm shooting on the Sony 85mm 1.8. You can see how shallow the depth of field is right behind me. I absolutely love using this lens, and only at 600 bucks, this thing must be in your arsenal. And honestly, I don't use this lens as much as I should because it provides a ton of versatility. And yes, you can even use telephoto lenses with your gimbal. If you want to learn how, you can check out this video right here. Next, let's talk about frame rate. B-roll shots can be captured in so many different ways, from the lenses to the accessories that you use, all the way down to the frame rate. You can shoot at real time, and you can shoot at higher frame rates, which will allow you to get slower motion. Most Sony cameras allow you to capture 24 frames for real time, 60 frames for half-speed slow motion, and 120 frames for 25% slow motion. So those are great ways to help accentuate your story through slow motion. Now, I don't always recommend shooting in higher frame rates and slowing it down in post, because too much slow motion can actually really slow down the overall feel and mood of your video and make it just seem not as interesting as it should be. And lastly, editing. Editing is a huge key to what makes your overall video and feel amazing. I like to edit to the beats of my music. Music is the underlying rhythm of your video work. So what is the best place to get music? Well, I like to use artlist.io. Go ahead and check out the link for it in the description box below. But overall, I love editing my fitness videos that I mainly shoot to music. And if you want to learn how to do that, go ahead and check out the video for it right here, because I give you a breakdown, an actual 1 hour breakdown of how I edit fitness videos for one of my clients, Rob Riches. Video is definitely going to be inspired by the type of music that you use. So make sure that your music selection is on point. So those are some of my tips on how to capture great B-roll shots. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel with notifications on. I'll see you in the next video. Peace!